teacher. There must be another way. This is stealing.
Look, love, I don't take it off anybody who needs it. Mrs. Chandler's loaded. She lives off her investments. 6 months that account's been there and she hasn't even used it. It's the same as that cricket club last time. 3 years. Look, I bet they'd even forgotten the money was there.
Lizzy, am I going mad?
Of course you're not, love, but the bloody Nola and the freak want you to think you are. You heard Zara. They want you to think you're going mad. They even tried to get you to kill yourself. That's Nola's handiwork.
But there's just one other thing I want you to do for me.
Okay, Smith. But make it quick, eh?
Oh!
Smith shot her. Is she dead?
I'm afraid so.
Damn! I should have known Smith was up to something when she asked to see Mackenzie. Have the police been informed?
Yes, Joan Barfield's called them. They're on their way.
Good. Oh, I presume you've left an officer with the body. I don't want anything touched till they arrive.
Yes, of course. Ferguson's there.
Good. Where's Smith?
Meg's taken her to solitary. I still think she's in a state of shock.
Solitary? I don't think that's a very good idea.
Well, it's a normal procedure. She's pretty unpredictable at the moment. You're not suggesting we let her loose with the other women, are you?
No, but I think a single cell would be more appropriate.
She's obviously gone right over the edge. It could be dangerous. She could even try and kill herself.
Naturally, I expect you to see the cell is made quite safe. She spent too much time in solitary lately. It could have an even worse effect on her.
Yes, well, whatever you say, Mrs. Reynolds.
Well, I'd better take a look at Mackenzie before I do anything else. Mrs. O'Shea, tell Mrs. Morris about the single cell, would you?
You needn't worry, Mrs. Morris. I'm not going to bump myself off. Not now, anyway.
Why on earth did you do it, B? There must be a reason.
Oh, there was. A bloody good one. That bitch was trying to drive me mad. And she damn nearly succeeded.
What?
All those whisperings and voices in the night, it wasn't Debbie. It was Zara, with a little help from her friends.
I don't believe it.
It's true, all right. Only Zara got cold feet when things started to get out of hand. And she told Lizzy.
Why on earth would she want to do something like that?
To drive me mad. I knew that thinking it was Debbie is the only thing that would make me crack. And the gun that Lizzy found planted in my cell, I mean, I was supposed to use it on myself.
But Zara hardly knew you.
It wasn't her idea. She was having her arm twisted by Ferguson and Mackenzie.
Ferguson? Are you sure she was involved?
Well, who else? I mean, we don't exactly have two screws who think like her, now do we? And a screw has to have been involved. All that midnight prowling and so on.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, well, no more. No more voices. And no more Debbie. I reckon you can only be taken in by something like that if you really want to be. Oh, and I wanted to be. I thought somehow my daughter and I could be together again. And they made me believe it could happen. And for that, I'll never forgive them.
Nothing's been touched, Governor. The gun is where Smith left it.
Good.
Shall I cover her?
No, I want things left exactly as they are. There's no more we can do for now.
There's something I think you should see, Mrs. Reynolds.
What's that?
Well, could be a tattoo. A lot of the women have that sort of thing in here.
That's not a tattoo. She's been branded.
I agree. And I don't remember her having it when she came in.
And it must have been done in here. My God, I thought I knew what to expect in this place.
Be okay.
She just shot and killed Mackenzie.
I reckon she would. Can't say I feel sorry for that bloody mongrel. She had it coming to her.
Now, that's beside the point.
How is she, Mrs. M? She must be feeling real crook after that.
She's all right, considering.
God, when I think of all the things she's been put through. Can I see her? She's going to lead her old mate now.
No, you can't, Lizzie. But I would like you to explain the situation. I mean, B has just told me the most extraordinary story. I don't know whether to believe it or not.
Well, it's all true. They made her do it. You've no idea what she had to put up with.
Then Mackenzie was involved with this thing with the spirits.
Yeah. She and Ferguson wanted B to kill herself. They planted that gun in our dorm.
And you took it to her, knowing the state she was in?
Well, I had to show it to her. It was the only way I could make her realise that she wasn't crazy.
I see.
Well, she was so far gone, she mightn't have believed me otherwise. She might have killed herself, she was so bad.
I think we better go to the governor and tell her the whole story, Lizzie.
Goodo. When they see why B did it, they'll go easy on her, won't they?
I don't think you understand the situation, Lizzie. Mackenzie's dead. B is in very serious trouble.
Yeah, but if I tell them, that'll help, won't it?
Well, B perhaps, but I don't know about you. I mean, taking the gun to the hospital was serious. I mean, it makes you an accessory before the fact. Did you think of that?
No. I didn't.
Congratulations, Moonbeam. It worked.
What are you talking about?
All those little spook tricks you've been playing on Smith. She just killed Mackenzie.
Killed her?
That's right. Something must have finally snapped, eh? Terrible, isn't it?
Oh, you made her do that.
Me? Oh, no. You were our contact with the spirit world, Moonbeam. You're the one who summoned up all those nasty dreams.
No! I told you I wanted to stop. I didn't want anything like this to happen.
Oh, but it has. And now Smith's never going to get out of here. You did a real good job.
Maybe she will get out. Maybe somebody will just stand up and say what's really going on round here.
And who's going to do that? Mackenzie's dead. But of course, there's always you, Moonbeam. I'm sure the governor would be very interested to know what part you played in it. Oh, but your trial's tomorrow, isn't it? I'm sure you wouldn't want to do anything to complicate matters and make trouble between now and then, would you?
So you see it with B, who could be lying dead now instead of that mongrel Mackenzie.
But do you really expect us to believe an officer was involved?
God, won't anyone listen to me? Do you think I'd do myself as an accessory just for nothing?
It is a good point, Mrs. Reynolds.
Yes, but true or not, it doesn't alter the fact that Smith has committed murder.
Only because she was going batty. If the doctors had been sent for earlier, she mightn't have been pushed so far.
Well, it's out of our hands now. But whatever happens, it appears Smith's got it in for Miss Ferguson, so her life could be in danger too. Come in. Take Birdsworth to a cell, would you, Mrs. Morris?
Of course.
Suck it to them, love, and don't let the buggers win.
Go on, Lizzie.
Well, I suppose you know what happened this morning.
Yes, Mrs. Reynolds.
Smith was obviously very disturbed, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. I was worried about her myself, you remember?
Yes. Do you remember the rest of our conversation?
Yes. You told me to stay away from her, and I did.
I thought her problems might have been triggered off by a suggestion from you.
Well, like I said, she got all carried away when I talked about the spirit world. The rest was all her own doing.
Are you sure of that?
How do you mean?
Well, I was wondering if another prisoner or an officer had suggested you play tricks on B. Make her think she was going mad.
Of course not.
Well, just a game, of course. A game that got a bit out of hand. I can understand that happening, you know.
Oh, no. I'm sorry for B, really I am, but things just got too much for her. She wanted to make contact with Debbie, and then it all got sort of twisted up. I had nothing to do with it.
Right, bitch. Why don't you just come inside and shut the door behind you? You might as well, because I'm going to get you sooner or later.
You keep it quiet, Smith, and go easy on the accusations. People will think you're raving again.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Anything you say will just be put down to your sudden and sad decline.
Yeah? Well, not when they see this.
Oh, what's that supposed to be?
That is a note from Debbie.
Oh, been writing yourself notes now, have you? Debbie's dead, Smith.
This is in Debbie's handwriting. And it's the one you and Mackenzie wrapped around the gun. Recognise it?
Oh, I feel so alone now. Can't you come to see me? Never seen her before in my life.
Thanks. That's all the proof I needed.
Oh, you're crazy, Smith. It's useless.
I don't think so. And I'm going to give it to the cops.
What does that prove? If it is a letter from your daughter, what the hell does it prove?
That someone brought it in here.
Well, now, if it's in Debbie's handwriting, it must be pretty old. They'll say you've been hoarding it up.
Wrong. Because I haven't got a single thing left from her. Not a single thing. It all went in the fire.
Is that so? Well, that must be one that got away. You've probably been carrying it around for years.
Where'd you get it, Ferguson? Who was it written to?
Like I said, I've never seen it before in my life.
Bitch!
Proving it. And you finish up in a padded cell. Where
You know something about this letter?
Steady
bitch!
on, Smith.
I'm gonna get you. I'll get you sooner or later. You're never gonna get away with this, you rotten bitch. I'm gonna get you.
What the hell's going on here?
Just Smith's wild ravings again.
Oh, nice try, Ferguson, but I'm gonna get you.
All right, shut up, Smith.
I don't want to see the governor.
Yes, you will in due course if you're quiet. You are not supposed to be here. She's already made threats on your life.
Yes. She tried to say that I was trying to send her mad. Ridiculous, isn't it? She didn't need any help for that.
Tell it to the governor. He wants to see you now.
What do you make of B and Lizzie's story?
Oh, I don't know. Mind you, it's such a crazy story, it could be true. Moonbeam didn't support them, though.
That figures. I mean, if she is being threatened by Joan, she's probably too scared.
And she could be getting out shortly, if she behaves herself. There is one thing, though. Joan claims that Smith has a letter from Debbie.
So?
Well, Smith apparently says that Joan's planted it on her to add to the authenticity. Big Joan denies that, of course.
Does sound odd. Where would she get it from?
I don't know. Ferguson said she's probably been carrying it around with her for years.
Maybe. But how in the hell do you prove something like that?
Same old story, isn't it? Definite suspicions of our Joan's guilt or involvement in things, but no damn proof.
I'm sorry about this, Joan, but Smith was adamant, so naturally I have to follow the story up.
Yes, I quite understand that, Governor. But you must agree that Smith has been, well, away with the Pixies for some time now. Her doing, no one else's.
Yes, but there are one or two details that don't quite add up.
Such as?
Well, the gun, for instance. The police told me how it was made. It seems rather complex.
No, I've seen zip guns before. Believe me, they're a piece of cake for a hardened criminal to make.
Oh, I'm sure Smith would know how to make one. But how would she get hold of the materials?
The workshop?
Don't we have security checks as the women leave?
As I have said before, Governor, our security isn't as tight as it should be.
What about gunpowder? I can't imagine the women would have access to the armory.
Match heads.
Sorry?
No idea how devious they can be. In Queensland, the women used to crush match heads. It does the same job.
And why do you think she'd want to implicate you?
Oh, she had to blame someone. And it's no secret that I've had a number of run-ins with her.
I don't like it. None of it quite adds up.
Why should it? You've read Dr. Pullman's report. Now, either the woman is completely deranged or she has very carefully planned the whole thing.
It's possible, I suppose.
Of course it is. Governor, when you've been with the department as long as I have, you'll begin to realise just what these women are capable of.
I think I'm just starting to find out.
What do you want? What are you going to do?
Don't worry, Birdsworth. I've got no intentions of hurting you. You've done a pretty good job of that yourself, haven't you? Accessory before the fact, isn't it? That should be good for a few more years. You'll never see the outside again, you know that, don't you?
I'd rather be with my mates.
What mates? You mean Smith? She'll be heading off to the funny farm if she's not careful.
She bloody won't.
I wouldn't count on Smith being around to protect me, Birdsworth. The governor doesn't believe a word of her fairy tale.
You can't do anything to me. You might be able to soft soap the new governor, but Bee'll get you in the end. She fixed that bitch Nola, and I'm bloody glad she did. And she'll get you too, Ferguson.
It's in the cards. I won't see the inside of this place again after the trial.
Yes, you'll probably get off. You're luckier than some.
Well, we're all fate's victims, one way or another.
Don't you think all that spiritual nonsense has caused enough trouble? Why don't you really tell us what happened with B?
I told Mrs. Reynolds all I know.
And I happen to believe B and Lizzie's version.
Are you saying I lied?
I'm saying you're scared. Now, we'll protect you if you tell us the truth. You're probably getting off. What about all the other women? Some of them are your friends now.
I can't take any more trouble. I just can't take it.
Well, what about B and Lizzie? What choice have they got?
Oh, please, Mrs. Morris, you don't understand. I can't tell you anymore. I just can't. Please, can I just get out of here now?
Yes, go.
Carl, Mrs. Morris? Just dropped in to see if it's okay if I bring Mickey Wallace around later. You know, show her the ropes. Miss Morris?
Oh, yes, that'll be fine.
As long as you stay away from Smith and Birdsworth, they're off limits.
What's going on around here? What's she talking about?
It's B and Lizzie. They're in a lot of trouble.
Why? What happened?
Murder.
Pin this on the reception notice board, will you, Miss Ferguson?
Yes, of course, Mrs. Powell.
That woman, she's been floating on air all morning. Obviously, her interview with the governor went very well.
Yeah.
Gee, I wish there was something we could do.
I don't think there is, though. Listen, I have just been going over Tracy Bellman's medical report.
Hmm?
Well, it seems you could have been right. She could have felt some pain in her legs.
Oh, good.
Come on, Meg. I know you're worried about B and Lizzie, but there are other prisoners to think about.
I'm sorry. What did the report say?
Well, look, according to the report, there is no real reason why she should be crippled. Nothing too badly wrong with the spinal column at all.
You mean she's just pretending to be paralysed?
Oh, no. She's had all the tests at the hospital. They're pretty sure she's not faking it.
Well, what then?
Psychosomatic. The trauma of the car accident probably caused it.
Well, surely there's something they could do.
No, it's not that simple. It would probably take an equally bad trauma to cure it.
Well, she's certainly in the right place for that. All she has to do now is live through the cure.
Oh, Miss Ferguson. You remember me, don't you? Kerry Jacobs, Debbie Smith's friend.
Yeah, that's right.
I wanted to talk to you and Mrs. Smith if I could.
Look, it's all right. I'll tell the young lady what's happened.
What is it? Is something wrong?
Let's talk outside, shall we?
Okay, Joyce, so if you wouldn't mind staying back for that extra hour.
All right, if you think it's absolutely necessary, but I have to make some phone calls.
Yes, of course.
Anything wrong, Mrs. Powell?
Just trying to organise some overtime, Mrs. Reynolds. You've no idea how behind schedule we are.
Why is that?
Well, too many prisoners needing special attention. Smith and Birdsworth to name two.
Yes, I realise that, but shouldn't throw us out too much, surely.
Well, it wouldn't if we didn't have Tracy Bellman. I mean, she's our main problem. We have to have someone available to help her at all times.
I see.
Meg's right. I think it would be better if we allotted someone to look after her full-time.
Oh, but we can't spare anyone, can we?
Well, I think it's a matter of priorities. It'd make things run far more smoothly than they are now.
All right, I'll see if I can organise.
Well, let's hope it doesn't take too long. We all like to see our family some of the time, don't we?
Please, is Mrs. Smith all right?
I'm afraid there's been some trouble.
Tell me.
Well, Mrs. Smith killed someone else yesterday.
What? I don't believe it.
None of us could.
That's dreadful. Why?
Well, that we're not too sure about. She started imagining things, and the next thing we knew, she'd shot another prisoner.
But you said when you came to see me that she was ready for release. Well, she was going before the parole board.
Yes, that's what we hoped for. We thought that she was ready, but now this...
I just don't understand it. Debbie's mother. Oh, I know why it happened the first couple
Oh,
of
perhaps
times.
you don't, really. I'm afraid she's criminally insane. She's a compulsive murderess.
Surely not.
She's already threatened someone else's life.
Oh, no. It's horrible.
I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you this.
Can I see her?
No, I'm afraid she's not allowed visitors. Look, you've had a terrible shock. She was your best friend's mother. I think that you should just go home and remember her the way she was. I'm sure Debbie would want it that way. Could you sign these release forms for me, please?
Oh, thank you.
I can't say I enjoy being under suspicion for something I didn't do.
That's understandable. I've received the police report about Mackenzie's murder. I was going to talk to the staff later, but I think perhaps I'd better tell you now.
Yes?
They're convinced that Smith was mentally unstable and there was no outside influence. Apparently Dr. Pullman's report helped them with their decision.
Well, that's a relief.
For me too, remember? I'd hate to think one of my officers was involved in a situation like that.
Yes. Well, thanks for telling me. I better get back. I'm pretty flat out.
Everyone seems to be. Oh, I'm putting an officer full-time with Tracy Bellman soon. That should cut down the workload a bit.
Have you decided who that's to be?
No, not yet. Why?
Well, I'd like to do it. Look, I know I wasn't involved with this Smith business, but that sort of thing does leave a nasty taste. I can accept that, but if I have to prove myself as an officer, then maybe this is the best way to do it.
There's no need to do
I
that.
realise I don't have to prove myself to you, but I've got to work with the others too. Maybe I can be of some help to her. Perhaps I can get through to her. She's out on her own. And believe me, I can understand that.
All right, you can start this afternoon.
Thank you.
Do you get your kicks from creeping up on people, do you?
I wasn't creeping, as you put it, Bellman. You're just a little nervous, that's all.
Well, it's hardly surprising in here, is it?
Oh, I know how difficult it must be for you. Not being able to do things for yourself.
I wish people would stop saying that.
Oh, come on. There's no point in being stupid about it. You're paralysed. You need help to get into the shower and in and out of bed. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that sometimes we can't spare the officers, and Sister Kelly isn't always available.
It's fine by me.
The Governor has decided that you need a sort of personal assistant.
What?
Someone who can be around to keep an eye on you.
You can forget about that. I don't need a nursemaid.
It's too late. I've already been appointed.
You?
That's right. I hope I can make things a little easier for you.
But why you? Why did you get the job?
I volunteered.
Look, I don't...
I'm sorry, it's all been arranged. I'm afraid we're stuck with each other, Bellman. But I'm sure we'll get on very well together. I intend to see that we do.
Mike thinks you could be a little quicker with the customers, Maxine. They expect good service, you know. And if you just run a comb through your hair occasionally, you know, look a bit more feminine. You could look quite pretty if you tried. Used to be a very pretty child.
Hi.
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't expect to see you today.
I'm on my way to town. Just popped in to see if you wanted anything.
Oh, that's nice of you, dear, but no, I don't think so.
Oh, I do. I'll come with you.
Oh, I don't think you'd be really interested. Just going to pay a few bills, that sort of thing.
I like nothing better than watching other people paying bills. Besides, I need a few things myself.
Well, you know you can't go, Maxine. You're supposed to be working.
Oh, bugger the work.
Maxine, I can get whatever it is you want.
Yeah, well, how about getting me some freedom, eh? I've only been out a couple of days and been working bloody hard.
Oh, well, all right. I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Ah, beauty. Hang on a minute, Paul. I'll just be a minute.
Hello, Mrs. Powell.
Judy.
I'd like you to meet Mickey Wallace. She's going to be helping me out at Driscoll.
Oh, hello, Mickey.
I'm looking forward to seeing what it's really like in here. Oh, I mean, if I've got to work with the women after they've been inside, I should know what they've gone through, shouldn't I?
Yes, I suppose so.
Environment has such an effect on the personality, don't you think? Everything stems from that. I'm sure if I was locked up day and night, I'd have problems too.
She's just finished a sociology degree.
Oh, well, that's going to be a big help to her in a new job.
Can I have a look around?
Oh, please.
Miss Powell, Mrs. Morris told me about B. How is she?
She's a lot calmer.
Are there any chances of me seeing her or Lizzie?
No, that is not possible, Judy. They're confined to their cells, no visitors.
Well, how long's that going to go for?
It's not for me to say. That's up to Mrs. Reynolds and the police.
Well, they believe her story, don't they?
I would be very surprised. There is no actual proof that it's true.
Oh, come on. She's not likely to make up something like that.
Well, you haven't seen her lately. She's certainly not the Smith we know.
Well, that stands to reason, doesn't it? Now is she going to be seeing a psychiatrist? I mean, she should be seeing a psychiatrist. She's going to need all the help she can get.
Yes, I agree. So, therefore, I think it would be best to leave it up to him and the courts to sort it all out, don't you?
Yeah. Well, give her my love, and Lizzie. Tell them I'm thinking about them if there's anything I can do, okay?
Okay.
Right. Well, Mickey, it's time for you to meet the governor now.
Oh, great. Do you think she'll let me sit in on a counselling session or something? You're not going to stay in the interview room while I talk to Mr. Hemmings, are you?
You're entitled to a private visit with your solicitor, if that's what you want.
Yes, it is.
I'll be outside.
Thank God she's gone. Would you believe they've actually assigned that woman to be with me all the time in case I fall off my chair or something?
Is that such a bad idea?
It's horrible. She's horrible. I'm scared of her, Peter. You've got to get me out of here. You don't know what it's been like.
I want to take care of you, Tracy.
Then do something. Have you arranged bail?
I can't. They won't allow it.
Why not? I'm not going to do something like that again, am I? Please, Peter. I'll get off once the jury know why I did it.
I want to make sure you get off, Tracy. I want you to plead temporary insanity.
No.
You have to. It could be your only chance.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Do I look crazy?
Of course not. I said temporary. All that means is you didn't know what you were doing at the time.
I knew all right. I wanted that bastard dead. He destroyed any chance I had at a normal life. He deserved to die.
I wouldn't tell that to the jury.
Why not? I'm in this chair for life and he did it to me.
You know the doctors think it was the shock of the accident that caused your paralysis.
Tracy, there's nothing physically wrong with you.
That's not true. I was a nurse. I've seen psychosomatic illness. It's nothing like this. Nothing.
Tracy, you don't understand. If the accident was such a shock that it stopped your legs functioning, that could help you.
What do you mean?
Well, we could say that the whole thing left you so emotionally unstable that you didn't know what you were doing when you poisoned your husband.
No. Peter, it's bad enough not being able to walk. People stare at me all the time. I don't want them whispering that I'm crazy as well.
You don't seem to understand.
Forget it, Peter. Either you drop the idea or I get another lawyer.
I think you better start facing facts. You won't get off on justifiable homicide.
This could be your only chance. For God's sake, take it! Yes, they seem fine. Thank you. Well, these seem to be all in order, sir.
Good. There's something else I'd like you to take care of.
Yes, what's that?
You usually deal with old Mrs. Chandler when she comes in, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, apparently she died a few weeks ago.
Died?
Yes, and according to her solicitors, her affairs are in a bit of a mess. So we'll be calling in with her the next few days to straighten out her finances. So see to it that it's okay, will you?
Yes, of course.
Good.
You seem to have an awful lot of bills to pay.
Bit different to prison life, if that's what you mean. Well, you have to pay for the necessities in the real world, you know.
I don't know. I reckon if I'd brought me big bag, I could have got that for you at a real good price.
For heaven's sake, Maxine, if you're going to tag along after me, will you try not to embarrass me as well?
All right, don't get your knickers in a knot.
Thank you.
Hey, that's the third lot of cash you've handed out today.
So what?
Well, I thought you'd be writing cheques for the big stuff. You haven't been robbing Roger's bank, have ya?
Doesn't your mind ever get above the criminal level?
Oh, crikey. I was only joking, honest. I didn't mean nothing.
You never do.
Hey, Paul. There's nothing wrong, is there? I mean, because if there is, I'd like to help.
For the last time, Maxine, will you shut up and leave me alone? And keep your nose out of things that don't concern you.
G'day, Spud.
G'day, doll. You ready to rage?
Well, yeah, suppose.
What about your spunky sister?
I'll give it a rest, will ya?
Why? We're making a threesome. Reckon a good-looking chick like you'll be a real goer.
Maxine, I want you inside.
Well, I'm just going to have a chatty to me mate, Spud.
Now.
Keep your motors running. I'll be back in a tick.
I want the truth, Maxine. Mike says the petrol money's down.
Yeah? Well, I reckon some days would be better than others.
You know very well what I mean. I'm sorry you had to hear this, Paulie.
What is it, Mum?
Yeah. What's it got to do with me?
Well, you were working the pumps.
So was Mike.
I trust Mike.
Are you trying to say that I've been dipping into the till?
Well, someone has.
That's bloody great, isn't it? Me own mum says I'm nicking cash off her.
Well, aren't you?
Nah, of course not. Well, I might have grabbed a couple of bucks.
Oh.
Well, I was going to give it back when I got paid. It was only a loan.
Just as I thought.
Well, crikey, it's all in the families, and I mean, it's my money too, and I was skint.
That's not the point, Maxine. If you'd asked for money, I'd have gladly given it to you.
Same thing, isn't it?
No, it's not the same thing. And it was more than a couple of dollars.
Well, you'll get it back.
I doubt it. I know where it's gone, too. On that dirty-looking lout who's hanging around outside, right?
He's just a bit down on his luck. So I threw him a few bucks. What's wrong with that?
He's a criminal, that's what's wrong. You're not to see him again.
It's not fair.
Look, you're in my care now, and you'll never stay out of trouble with the likes of him hanging around. Only a few days out of jail and already you're embarrassing me.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about that no more, because I'm going. Me mates mightn't seem like much to you, but at least they treat me like I'm human.
Maxine!
It's all right, Mum.
What am I going to do, love?
She'll be back when she calms down.
Yeah, but what if she isn't?
All her things are still here.
A couple of pairs of dirty jeans.
Be all right.
I knew it was a mistake letting her come back here.
It was just a few dollars. Oh, look. I'll make you a cup of tea.
You're my strength, Pauline. You and Roger. Thank goodness I've got you two.
How do you feel?
Oh, as well as can be expected, I suppose. Listen, what the hell's going on? Nobody's told me a damn thing, all except for the cops.
We're bringing his solicitor in to see you. Tomorrow, probably.
Goody goody. At least we'll have someone to talk to, won't I?
Why did you do it, Smith?
She made me do it. I had no choice.
Look, I know you're under a great deal of stress, but you went ahead and killed somebody. That means there's going to have to be a trial.
So I'll go for temporary insanity. Well, even you'd vouch for that, wouldn't you?
You have to discuss it with your solicitor.
I'll do that. Everyone knows I was hearing voices. I'd have to be off my rocker, wouldn't I?
It's going to be difficult to prove. Moonbeam's denied it all.
That figures. Oh, well. At least Lizzie's on my side. She knows what happened.
Lizzie is in enough trouble as it is.
Oh, what's she done?
My God, she brought you the gun. That makes her an accessory before the fact.
She didn't know what I was up to. Should he try to protect me?
Yeah, perhaps. But she's still going to be charged.
Oh, no. She had no idea what I was going to do. She ain't trying to look after me.
Gosh, how do you do it, Jude? Some of these bills are pretty high.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, is it? I tell you what, you just do the best you can and I'll check on it tomorrow.
You going out?
Yeah, there's an emergency at the drug referral centre. Now, good night, love. Are you sure you're going to be all right on your own?
Of course I will. Anyway, this looks like I'll be on my own.
Thought you could do with some company.
Great. Better than working on my own. Jude's just going out.
Well, don't worry, Jude. I'll keep her busy.
Well, there are residents here that can do that. I mean, they do need some attention, you know.
Don't worry, Jude. I can look after things.
I'm sure you can, honey. Well, you know where to get in touch with me if anything happens.
All right.
Well, here's your fairy godmother to come and take your nighty-nights. Didn't hand one of them out to me when I came in.
Godmother, Struth, what kind of fairy tales have you been reading?
Haven't you heard? The freak lives in a gingerbread house. Why don't you just shut up?
Oh, now we're only trying to help. When she closes that door on you, it's just you and her, baby.
Come on, you lot. You should be in your cells by now.
Oh, sorry, Miss Ferguson. We just thought Tracy might need a hand.
That's what I'm here for. Move it, you two, before I put you on a charge.
I'll be okay on my own.
Still on the independence kick, are you? Why don't you just accept things, Bellman? It'll make life a lot more pleasant for both of us.
Are you sure you wouldn't like a proper meal or something? I can fix you one if you like.
No, I had something to eat before I came here. What are you doing?
Just the accounts.
She's really making good use of you, isn't she?
I don't mind. It's all good experience.
Yeah, but day and night, I mean, you got to relax sometime.
I told you before, it's not a 9-to-5 job.
Fair enough, but I didn't come here to sit with a bloody adding machine.
Cliff.
Hey, we've got better things to do with our time. Well, we used to have, anyway. Oh, dear. Hey, why don't you tell them you're busy?
Hey, Mickey,
What are you doing here?
I just thought I'd drop in and see how my favourite daughter's handling the job.
I know you. Just wanted to check up on me. Oh. Dad's Cliff. Cliff, my father.
G'day.
Nice to meet you, sir. I've heard all about you.
Yeah, likewise. But you can drop the sir for starters. My name's Wally. Ah, sandwich. Just what I feel like. Could you fix me up one night?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, I might as well push off.
I'm not interrupting anything, I hope.
No, of course not. No, I was just about to go. Well, I'll see you again.
Well, you will if you're going to be hanging around here. I tell you what, love, I'll let myself loose in the kitchen, eh?
See you soon. What are you laughing at?
Dad's diplomatic exit, that's all.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have some time alone next time.
Yeah, right. Bye.
Is the coast clear?
Yep. What do you think?
Seems nice enough sort of broker. But in my day, we took a little bit longer saying goodnight. How about fixing that sandwich, eh? Then you can tell me all about this social worker business.
Who is it?
Relax, it's only me.
I didn't call you.
Just checking to see if everything's all right.
I don't want anything from you.
Suit yourself. Just doing my job.
Your job isn't getting any special favours.
Now you watch it, Bellman. Insubordination rates a charge around here, and you're cutting it pretty fine.
Please, just go away and let me sleep.
All right? Don't go screaming for anything in the middle of the night. You know, you're your own worst enemy, Tracy.
I'm glad you came round, Dad.
Yeah, so am I. I was wondering how you're going to cope. Well, I guess I was worried about nothing, eh?
I think I'm going to be able to handle the job okay.
I'll get that. I think I better get it. Yes.
Help me! Please help
What
me!
happened?
It's all right. You must help me. I've run away from home.
It's all right.
Wayne! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Why don't you let me drive?
I'm okay. It was a ripper party, don't you reckon?
Please, Wayne, you're drunk and you know it. Now come on, stop the car.
Cut it out, Tracy.
We're going to have an accident if you're not careful.
Well, we will if you don't stop that.
Look out, Wayne!
My God. Tracy. Are you okay? Tracy. Tell me you're all right.
Bellman, are you all right?
No! No, please leave me alone! Help me, somebody! Help me!
Oh, quick, Bellman, be quiet! The whole prison!
Leave me alone!
Tracy!
Yeah.
You wouldn't waste no time.
What's going on here?
Oh, thank God! I woke up and he was trying to kiss me!
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around.